Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Target Center in downtown Minneapolis for today's Minnesota Boys Class 4A State Tournament quarterfinal matchup between the Eagles of Eden Prairie and the Lightning from Eastview High School. Hello again, everyone. I'm Todd Johnson, and I'm pleased to be joined today by both Ken Agranoff and Hannah Johnson. Ken, we're going to start with you, and let's talk first about Eden Prairie. This team is no strangers to the state tournament. In fact, this is their third straight appearance. They got a game plan, they've got a system, and even though they're seen as the underdog today, this is an experienced and battle-tested bunch.
This will be a great game to see. Eden Prairie is excellent in every sport. Coach Blom has brought the team to the state tournament, just as you mentioned. 3 players on this team are honorable mention All-State. 3 players. They've probably played the toughest schedule in the state. Their record, 22-7, is not as impressive as others, but as I say, toughest schedule in the state. Hopkins, Minnetonka, Washburn, Lakeville North. This team is ready for a battle tonight. Eastview will get a good game, guaranteed from Eden Prairie.
So Ken, if you're the underdog, as a lot of folks say Eden Prairie is, what's your mindset going into this game?
Well, it's a pleasure. A school like Eden Prairie, which is feared all over the state, here for the first time, they're not seen as a steamroller. These kids are going to come out and work. You don't always like to be the favorite. I think Coach Flom's going to use that to his advantage.
Right. Well, we're going to switch headsets here for a second and bring Hannah in here. And you know, you talk about Eden Prairie, but Eden Prairie is going to have their hands full today because the Lightning from Eastview, they're a tough bunch. Hannah, this Eastview team is arguably one of the strongest teams in the tournament. In fact, some say they might be the favorite to win it all.
You know, they might be. This is a really good team. They're coming today at the Target Center with a 27-1 record. They have great size. Their front line goes 6'6", 6'9", 6'9". And even though the Lightning aren't a one-man show, when you talk about Eastview, you got to talk about Joey King.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I mean, King's not only one of the top players in the tournament, but also one of the top players in the entire state. He's a Mr. Basketball candidate. He's going to Drake in the fall, and he's averaging 24 points and 6 rebounds a game. And you know, Todd, what makes King so dangerous is he can beat you in so many ways. With his height, he can post up and score inside, but also he's got a great shot and can sink some threes, and also can beat you off the dribble.
Well, with all that stuff, Hannah, I guess it would be not a huge surprise what the game plan would probably be this afternoon for Eastview.
I mean, there's no question about it. They're going to want to get the ball to King in the inside really early and often. But, you know, don't be surprised if some of his teammates step up this game. Darren Ha and Ben Oberfell both average double figures this season. Yeah, you know,
anytime you have a superstar player, and that's what a lot of people would classify Joey King as, you don't get to this record 27-1 by having just one player. So there is a lot of other help, and you mentioned some of the players in double figures. Hannah, for a state tournament game, even though some of these kids have been here, what do you think their emotions are right now as you look down they're announcing all the players? What do you think is going through the players' mind for a big state tournament opening game?
Well, you know, no matter how many years you've been here, there's always nerves. There's a great crowd from both schools and great atmosphere here, so probably a nervous energy.
Yeah, I would say so. You know, a lot of times in these games, you'll see early on shots that have a little bit extra energy on it, and you may see a little bit of nerves early on. But these are really 2 outstanding teams, and this time of year, there really are no weak teams. Well, we're gonna switch back out and get Ken back in here and switch some headsets over. So Ken, we talked about the mindset of the underdog a little bit, and well, now let's talk a little bit about now you're Eastview. You got one of the top players in the state. Hannah and I talked about their game plan. If you are Eastview, how do you look at this game? You are the favorite. You can't take anybody lightly.
Exactly, Todd. One of the dangers of a first-time state tournament is there's so much scouting, so much attention, you overthink and overanalyze. Solid team, tough schedule, star player. They've got to run their stuff. Run what's worked for you all year.
There you get a look at Joey King, and I think you'll be hearing his name quite a bit. Let's talk about defensively. Ken, when you have a superstar player you're going up against, now we're putting you back in the shoes of Eden Prairie. I'm sure Joey King has seen everything this year. How do you defend, somebody with all those skills, averaging 24 points a game?
Yeah, strategically, they're going to make him earn points. A strong supporting cast. They've obviously won almost every game they've played. You don't want to show a double team or a triple team too early so that another player on Eastview can have a big game. So you want to pay a little more attention to the star, but not overdo it.
This time of year with March Madness, and you see the games, the college games going on, sometimes it's the teams that are maybe a little bit under the radar are the ones you need to worry about the most. And if you're Eden Prairie, again, you can't take anybody lightly. You mentioned at the top, Eden Prairie comes out of a very tough conference.
Yeah, Eden Prairie is battle tested. You've got to play Hopkins twice. You've got to play Minnetonka twice. You've got to play Edina twice. These are tough teams every year, plus a tough non-conference schedule. So there's nothing to be afraid of in terms of basketball competition. It's the different stage. You're in a pro arena. You're going to be on TV. You've got a lot of attention. Basketball is going to be a game of confidence. You have great athletes, Todd. You've already identified, and Hannah's identified. You have excellent players on both teams.
Yeah. Head coach David Flom for Eden Prairie is in his 6th season. They are in their 3rd straight state tournament appearance, and you can't underestimate that and the importance of. A lot of these kids have been here, and this is a big game, but this isn't the first one they've been to.
Yeah, they have a slight advantage at the beginning because they don't have that fear of the unknown. They know what this is like. They still have to play the game, but they know what it's like, and that's a little bit of an advantage.
For this game, Prairie is the visiting team. Eastview will be the home team.
Well, the public address announcer just announced. Say Eastview is home or visitor.
I wasn't paying attention because on the scoreboard they have Eastview and Eden Prairie listed.
Eastview is the home. Eastview will be in their dark uniforms, kind of black with blue lettering. Eden Prairie in their white, a little bit of red trim. Eden Prairie will be going from right to left as you look at your screen, and Eastview from left to right. And you can hear some of the boisterous crowd. Joey King will tip it off against Jordan Peterson. And the ball is controlled by the Lightning. Off the hands of King, and back the other way we go. Eden Prairie will get their first chance.
Eden Prairie started an aggressive man-to-man, an early turnover.
This is Schaefer. Good all-around athlete for the Eagles. Looking back door, nothing doing. Sander Moen, 6'4" senior, one of the leaders out there. Cottrell. King with the rebound. We talked about the opening. Might see a few misses early on.
Ooh.
And you may have picked that up on the microphone.
So King came across the lane to throw a pick, and with the exuberance, he didn't throw a pick, he threw a football block right in front of the official, made the easy call. But the Kings' credit, if you notice, big rebound, he dribbled the ball up the floor between his legs, full confidence, made it very easy to get the ball in the offensive attack.
Schaefer out on top to Cottrell. Taken to the lane, off the front of the rim, no good, and King again with another big rebound. Paw, and a good steal, but it will be maintained by the Eastview Lightning.
Both teams have come out with energy, very good defense, overplaying every pass. Both teams do look confident though, nervous but confident.
We're just underway from the Target Center, the quarterfinal matchup. Eden Prairie and Eastview. King, spin move good.
One-on-one, nobody gave him any help. Made a nice move, turned to the baseline and scored.
So Eastview strikes first. On a little spin move by Joey King. Cottrell backing his way in. Kicks it out. And travel.
That was a show of respect. Big interior defense, tall players, not sure they want to get their shot blocked, so they're being a little tentative when they drive to the basket, which is probably wise. Again, they use King to break the press, and they break it easily.
Hogg. Trusty. Inside. Oh, reverse layup, good off the glass. Oberfeld. Eastview showing their size and strength inside early on. As we pointed out at the beginning of our broadcast, 6'9", 6'9", 6'6" up front. And they're certainly taking advantage of that so far. There's a steal. Ball is controlled by Eden Prairie. Moan spinning, turning, and one.
Big basket, very good self-control. Loose ball, picked it up, went into the Giants, faked them up, was patient, drew the foul, made the shot, chance for 3 points.
Yeah, that's Sandra Moan, 6'4" senior, averaging 14 points a game. And can we talk about experience? This is Sandra Moan's third consecutive tournament as a player. He's been playing since his sophomore year.
Perfect opportunity here. He made a turnover, didn't let it bother him because he has that tough experience in the state tournament, just kept playing. Every coach loves that.
King bringing the ball up court. And Eastview going to take their time. King way out on top. And here he is. Backs in and a charge. Well, I'll tell you, got to give Eden Prairie credit. They're certainly not backing down to Joey King or the rest of the larger, more physical front of Eastview.
So they've given him no help. The Eden Prairie person has stayed toe-to-toe. And luckily, it's been well officiated, an obvious charge play. And a potential giant advantage for Eden Prairie early, but you have to take advantage of it.
Is that 2 fouls on
Two fouls
King?
on Joey King.
Yeah, that's a
illegal block, and now a little charge.
And the ball will remain in possession of the Eagles off the hands of Abraham Carpenter, 6'4" senior.
Eden Prairie has the floor very well spread, creating some driving lanes.
Here's Grant Schaefer. You know, one player I don't know if we've seen yet is Andra Wallace, number 20. He's their leading scorer. He's been nicked up a little bit with some leg injuries, and that would also be a big loss if he can't play.
No question. What's an excellent sign, though.
Carpenter, short off the front of the ring, gets his own rebound, however, and kicks it back out to Schaefer. Little runner, too hard off the back of the rim, and again, Eden Prairie gets a good bounce, and they'll maintain possession. Carpenter to Moan. Again, a little bit too hard off the front of it, so 3 good looks by the Eagles, but they can't convert. And back the other way comes Eastview. Well, they're looking inside for Jordan Bolger.
It's always interesting when you see turnovers early in a state tournament. The tendency is to say they're nervous, and sometimes they are, and sometimes it's just a bad pass.
Jordan Peterson takes a seat on the bench. Grant Gordon, number 31, a 6'1" junior, checks into the game. Good look inside. Moan, too hard off the glass. Eastview with the rebound and back the other way. Come the Lightning. Haw. Long range three-pointer.
You could hear the net from our announcing post. Perfect shot.
Eastview up by 4. Cottrell Spinning, turning, shooting. Doesn't get the roll. Rebound off the glass and in. Abrian Carpenter.
Eden Prairie is taking it right to the Giants inside, Todd. They're not afraid to make them play ball.
Looking inside. Tipped away. Back out to Haw. And they'll get things set up again. Darren Haw, outstanding three-point shooter. 50% shooter on the year, and he drained his first one beyond the NBA mark, I might add.
Floor's well spread, good cutting lanes.
Off the glass, no good, and Eden Prairie has the basketball. Schaefer to Cottrell. Gordon. And Eden Prairie, very patient team. They don't turn the ball over a lot. Nice pass inside. Moan off the glass and in. Gordon fed him beautifully, and Moan ties the game.
Perfect post position, kept him on his hip. Nice lead pass, easy layup.
Nice move off the glass.
Went by three different players for Eden Prairie. Nobody fouled him. Just weaved his way to the basket. Beautiful shot.
That was Jordan Bolger on that basket. And looks like we got a timeout. Eastview with 11:21 to go. Eastview 9, Eden Prairie 7. Ken, very good game so far. And as we've talked about it so far, maybe the big story, 2 fouls early on Joey King, and Eden Prairie's taking advantage of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting start, 9-7. Both coaches are smart. The kids are excited about the state tournament. They've put in a bunch of players already. One of the stars Eden Prairie's not playing. You mentioned Andre Wallace. Very close game. Eden Prairie's a methodical team. They're spreading the ball. They're not looking for a high-scoring game. Eastview, even with its star in foul trouble, they're still playing a good balanced team. They're not nervous. They're moving the ball around, spreading the floor. 2 good defensive teams so far, Todd.
Yeah. Mark Gerber, head coach at Eastview. I think he's in his 4th year there, 11th year as a head coach. This isn't the first rodeo he's been to either. He respects Eden Prairie. He knows Eden Prairie was the, points out Eden Prairie was the 4A, that's 4 A's. Runner-up last year to Hopkins. Balanced scoring team, talking about his opponent. They don't turn the ball over. They're used to big games.
Yeah, Mark Gerber can use it to his advantage. Even though his team has a better record this year, Eastview's done a fantastic job as a college-bound guy. Joey King, excellent year. He wants to make sure his kids work to get the full benefit of their skills. This is going to be a dogfight, start to finish.
Haw will run the offense for the Lightning. Chris Narum checks into the game. He has the basketball.
A lot of cutting and moving, making it very hard to fall back on defense.
Oh!
Beautiful shot.
Falling forward. Beautiful floater, and Eastview up now 11-7.
Tight man-to-man defense all over the floor. Good spacing though by Eden Prairie.
That's Jake Hari who had the basketball. Ken, you talk about great defense. Everybody talks about Eastview being one of the better offensive teams, and you can certainly see why with Joey King. But as David Flom points out, head coach of Eden Prairie, Eastview is one of the top defensive teams in basketball in the state of Minnesota. They don't get a lot of credit for that, but he recognizes it.
You don't win 27 games in a tough schedule without playing both ways. Offense is easy to measure, but defense wins championships. It's an old adage.
Sander Moan, their veteran, tries to get it inside for Peterson, and Eastview comes up with the loose ball. Todd, the left-handed point guard. Looking inside. Again, good patience shown by both teams. This is Bolger. Bolger will take it for three. Got it.
Shot with confidence, straight on shot. This team is not sagging because Joey King is not being the big scorer. That's a mark of a good team. They're working with each other, picking up the big man.
Yeah, good point. They've almost had a little extra energy since King came out. Moan on top to Cottrell. Dangerous pass, controlled by Moan. Looking inside, nothing there. They'll try it again. Blocked.
That was a clear lack of patience. There was nowhere to go. They've been playing very smart basketball, just a little forced shot.
Schlosser with the basketball. Bolger. Bolger just hit a three a minute ago. Nice pass inside. A foul and the roll.
Perfect play. Drove to the basket, got a little help on defense, which is smart, but a nice wraparound pass. And the big part, he expected contact, still went to the guard, made the basket, looking to make it a three-point play.
Great pass to get the ball into Bolger. And we have another timeout on the floor. As you can see, the score, Eastview up 16-7. You know, Ken, talking with David Flom, one of his concerns going into this game, understandably so, especially missing your leading scorer, is he's just worried about his offense. One, you're without your biggest scorer. Two, you're going up against a front line, you know, a couple of 6'9" kids, 6'6", one of the better defensive teams in the state. I think he spelled it out pretty well. Reason to be concerned.
Perfect analysis. I think it makes it even tougher when your star is out and he is your quickest player. Your advantage against the bigger team was quickness. Now you removed your quickest player, and that's going to force someone else to do something they normally don't do. And that's going to be the challenge. So far, they haven't found that person to step up the game.
Bolger at the line. He's had a big game so far. Hit that three. Got the three-point play, I should say. And there it is.
For the Lightning, Trusty 22 back into the game. Replacing Prairie.
Trusty back into the game. Also Ben Oberfell into the game for the Lightning. Schaefer. Anthony Anderson also into the game. He's got the ball right here. Schaefer doesn't get the roll. And a foul from behind. They'll get Carpenter on that.
So here you can see what's happening. Eden Prairie forcing a few shots, not the shots they would normally would take. They're aggressive, hitting the boards, but reached in and hit the arm, and the referee easily saw it. Easy reach-in foul.
Anderson, Ken, who just checked in, 6'1" sophomore, averaging 4 points a game. Good experience as a sophomore to be in the state tournament.
Well, they need to keep trying players. They're looking for the right combination, and you can see Joey King has not been able to contribute today. It has not held back Eastview. Eden Prairie's losing its star, and so far they have not adjusted as well as Eastview has adjusted.
10-point lead for the Lightning. 8 minutes to go here in the first half. An important stretch here for the Eagles. You don't want this thing to get away from you too early here.
They're staying in a tight man-to-man. A lot of cutting though by Eastview, a lot of post work.
And it looks like they're going to get Anderson again on the foul.
This game has been easy to officiate because both teams play very much of a spread offense. And when there is contact or reaching, Todd, it's very easy to see for an official and the coaches. And it's not often that the coaches and the officials are seeing the same thing.
Bolger looking for some help. Paul will take it. Gets the roll. Well, when things are going for you, you get those rolls.
Absolutely. Clearly they're playing with a little more confidence, and you always do when you have that lead. Eden Prairie needs to be patient. You can only make one basket at a time.
This is Moan. Off the back rim, rebound by Peterson, and he's fouled. Looks like Quinn Trusty on the foul. Peterson got good position on that offensive rebound. 6-7 post for the Eagles, averaging 9 points a game. Hari checks back into the game. Moan inside to Peterson. Gets a cutter through the middle.
Beautiful pass from the low post.
Jake Hari took a perfect feed from Peterson. Back to a 10-point lead. Trusty. Baseline, and they're going to get Sander Moan on the block.
So every coach from little kids up, hear the coach tell you, take that baseline. I'm looking at Hannah Johnson. She's watching her SBA team. They want you to take that baseline. There they went. He recovered and fouled.
Looking inside and a deflection, and Peterson comes up with the ball. Back the other way come the Eagles. Sander Moan kicks it out. Peterson got it. Boy, nice shot from the 6'7" center.
They gave him plenty of room, and he seized the opportunity. It was probably a good move to give him that 17-foot shot, Todd, but he drained it. We'll see if he can do it again.
8-point lead. Just over 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Trusty. Going to try it himself. A lot of contact in there, and another turnover for the Eagles. Moan didn't see the pass. Here they go again. Top of the key, good. Overfell. Seen some nice shooting here.
So the bigger players are being allowed to have those open shots from 15 to 17 feet, and they are making them easily.
Yeah, they're going to get Haw there on the bump. Yeah, you're exactly right, Ken. We've seen some great shooting, not necessarily just from the little point guards.
Well, that's how the basketball world has changed. Some of the taller players now have become perimeter players, and when you see a good low post player, those skills truly stick out.
Peterson takes a seat on the bench. Anderson back in for the Eagles. Carpenter. Hari. This is Moan. Spin. Good.
Beautiful jump hook. Beautiful jump hook. A lot of movement. Eden Prairie's working very hard to score each basket, and that's what they have to do.
Haw to Narum. That's Keene also checked into the game. Bolger. They're looking inside to Oberfeld. Eden Prairie doing the best they can to keep him away. There's a shot from the outside, no good. A rebound by Anderson. Back the other way come the Eagles. Moan. Eastview gives up nothing inside. You're not going to get any easy baskets cutting through the lane.
All 5 people back on defense quickly, all in good position. Man-to-man plus help defense.
Moan Nice drive, picks up the foul. It's like going through the steel curtain to get to the basket on this team.
It's so true. What's been interesting, each person looking to help. That's the mark of a good team defense. Eden Prairie's had to pull out some offensive artistry they normally don't have to work on, but that's what you need to do against the best teams.
Joe Schlosser checks back into the game for Eastview.
So Todd, 4 minutes to go in the first half, probably the lowest scoring game by both teams this year. That's how tight and aggressive they played on defense. And neither star player has played a big offensive role.
(21-14), kind of a football score. Off the rim, no good. Shot by Narum goes wide, and back the other way come the Eagles, and they'll get a block. Blocking foul on Haw.
Todd, this may jinx the whole game. We've watched almost 14 minutes. I have not seen one coach dispute one call by the 3 officials. I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's been well officiated and well played game. Very aggressive, very clean.
Kind of a fast first half as well, not a lot of whistles.
Both teams are solidly coached teams, and they spread the floor, a lot of moving, a lot of cutting, a lot of back doors.
Schaefer hits the first one. You know, Grant Schaefer, Ken, starting quarterback on the state champion Eden Prairie Eagles football team. So he knows what it's like to be on the big stage.
Well, if there's ever a time to show some leadership, this is the game.
21-16. Eden Prairie chipping away a little bit. Trusty out wide for Bolger. Inside, turnaround jumper, short, no good. Eastview gets the roll.
They're very methodical. They're going to take their time and set it up. This team does not rush.
Joe Schlosser almost lost the handle there, and now they do lose it. Anderson the other way for Eden Prairie. Little hesitation for 3. Off the rim, no good. But they do get through on Moan. One-handed shot is up and in.
Beautiful jump hook with one hand. Haven't seen him play enough to know if that's a natural shot, but it was certainly an excellent shot.
Yeah, Hari saved it. Moan converted. 21-18. Eden Prairie on a nice run. I wonder if you'll see King. Probably not, just 2.5 minutes to go here. 2:45 to go.
There's no panic in this Eastview team. They're going to be very steady, not take a chance of getting a 3rd foul.
And they're going to get Adrian Carpenter, trying to get physical inside. Carpenter at 6'4", locking up a little bit with Oberfell, a 6'9" junior. You got to be a little physical when you give up 5 inches.
Yep, trying to take away those low post passes. Only 5 team fouls on Eden Prairie, so clearly they played a clean but physical game. Limited the passes inside.
Looking inside, Oberfell. And what do we got?
There's a complaint about substitution, Todd. Either too many men on the floor, wrong guy in, wrong guy out.
Well, the officials are going to try to sort this out. Adrian Carpenter leaving the bench area.
Beauty of high school, I don't think you can go to the instant replay. I don't think you can go to the monitor. You always know you got a problem when the referees are talking to each other, pointing, and nobody's quite sure what to do.
Well, let's see if we can pick it up here. Wonder if they'll call a technical if they're walking over here to explain it all to Mark Gerber. Officials scratching their head there, figure out how to sort this thing out.
Yeah, the body language is priceless. There's a lot of talking, but not a lot of decisiveness on the floor.
Well, they got a little conference.
One official's at the bench. I can just almost imagine what he's saying. What in the world happened here? We'll see if the person at the bench can help out.
David Flom certainly isn't happy about whatever the outcome is.
The good news is Eden Prairie has closed the gap. 21-18, both teams have played hard, both teams have played aggressively, both teams have hustled, played together, taken all good shots. I don't think we've seen one poor shot.
No, really, really well played.
And if you were predicting, you never would have thought it'd be this kind of game without the two leaders for each team playing very much.
Well, we saw the official point to the Eastview bench.
So the beauty of the whole sequence, nothing was called.
What was the announcement? Inadvertent whistle, okay.
All right, here we go. Play on, they say, play on.
Oberfeld to Schlosser. Good tight defense by Eden Prairie. Chris Narum. Trusty, nowhere to go. A little over 2 minutes to go. Eastview on top, 21-18. Chris Narum with the basketball. He can also hit it from three.
Eastview will not rush. They keep running through their attack. Pick away from the ball, cut through the lane, a couple low post players, dribbling up front, very, very steady.
Really spreading the floor.
And they've got the lead, so they can see their stars out, so they're going to play a much slower paced first half. Double team, somebody's got to be open.
Narum going to drive off the glass, short, no good. Rebound by Eden Prairie. Peterson with the outlet to Mullen. Peterson, that's his second long outside shot. He's shown really good range.
He just flared out to that right baseline, dropped off a little bit and made that open shot. That's two beautiful shots. High arcing left-hander.
Almost a travel. 1 point lead by Eastview. And pretty heads-up play by Narum. He draws the foul. They're going to get Hari on that one. He'll go right to the bench.
It's only the sixth foul, so they should not be in the 1-and-1.
Replaced by Anthony Anderson, the sophomore. Trusty to inbound the ball. 47 seconds to go. Schlosser. Narum.
1-2-2 offensive set, really wide, out by the NBA three-point mark. Lane's wide open for cutters to go through. High post.
Overfell. Off the back of the rim. Nice rebound by Bolger. 20 seconds. And certainly now they'll wait for the last shot. 15 seconds. This is Narum. Good defense by Anderson, not giving him any room. Great defensive play that time, and it will be knocked away. And kind of a spirited end there for Eden Prairie. Grant Gordon came in at the end and knocked the ball loose. And let's see, are they going to get one more foul here at the end?
Looks like he's calling a technical foul, Todd.
Calling it on, who are they calling it on? Calling it on Eastview.
In the final scrum, he just ran to get up. He was running back to his bench and just ran over the guy on Eden Prairie. Clearly knew he was running him over. Was not malicious, but still knocked him over. His poor luck. One official was standing there, had to call it. It occurred right in front of the coach.
Well, what a interesting change of events here at the end. Are they going to shoot free throws or not? Looks like Grant Schaefer was prepared to. Now he's headed to the locker room.
This will be another interesting explanation. Unless they're going to shoot him at the start of the second half. The contact occurred right in front of Coach Flom, so of course.
Technical foul was called on number 22, Quinn Trusty of Eastview at the end of the first half. His second foul.
So you may have heard that. The foul was indeed on Trusty.
The free throws related to that technical foul will be shot at the beginning of the second half.
All right, called that one. Very lucky.
Very interesting. So it's sort of like in hockey. You get a penalty at the end of the period. You start the next period on a power play, and Eastview can start out the second half getting a couple of free throws. They trail 21-20. I'll let you add up your stats here in a moment, and we'll switch headsets. We're also going to bring it down to Mike Peden in a moment, who always has interesting interviews, and I know he'll have somebody downstairs to speak with. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Hannah, reintroduce Hannah. Before you get to the stats, what were anything surprise you in this half of basketball? Eastview up by 1?
Well, obviously with King out for most of the first half, I was surprised the Eastview really slowed their game down and lots of other players stepped up.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. That's one of the things, actually you said at the open, is don't be surprised if other players step up. And in this game, they really had to, with King picking up 2 fouls early on. So do you have some scoring totals for us?
Yeah, for Eastview, King with 2, Darren Ha contributes 7, Ben Oberfeld with 4, and Jordan Bolger with 5 points. And for the Eden Prairie Eagles, Moan has 10, Schaefer with 2, Peterson with 4, and Carpenter with 2, and Hari with 2.
Very good. So, Hannah, the Eden Prairie Eagles come into this game as underdogs. They're missing their top scorer. You're up against one of the top players in the state. You go into halftime just down by 1. They got to be pretty happy in their situation, don't you think?
I think they should be proud of themselves, but they should come back to the second half ready to know that Eastview is going to give them another fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're Eastview, probably you're not going to panic. You have the lead. What do you think the conversation's like in that locker room right now?
Well, there's obviously some frustration. There was a technical just given, but I think that they need to just calm themselves down, and hopefully King can step up the second half, reduce his fouling, and get his team back to where they should be. Well said.
Okay, well, our score at halftime, Eastview 21, Eden Prairie 20. We are going to send it down to Mike. Mike, take it away.
I moved down to the scores table, and I'm joined by a photographer, very experienced one, Kendall Harkness of the Star Tribune. In fact, she is going through her photos right now as we speak. Kendall, you said you've covered 11 state tournaments. Any memories that stand out in your experience, or is it all a blur? Just what's the experience like for a newspaper photographer?
Well, it's pretty interesting. It's almost as if
someone is standing right behind us.
Well, it's yeah, we all have gloves, but it's you get to sit on the floor and watch the action, and it's been pretty amazing watching. You have some games where it's a complete blowout, and you're praying to God that it ends quickly, and then there are other games where just sort of like this Eastview game that we've got going on now with Eden Prairie. It's nice, it's tight. You can feel the excitement between the fans and the players. It matters. I mean, that's why I like high school sports to begin with, because these kids care about what they're doing. They want to win. Whereas with some of the pro stuff that I cover, not so much.
And a lot of sentimental stories too. Of course, in hockey, it was Jack Jablonski this year. Last year it was Zach Abbott of Perham. They're coming back in the 2A bracket tonight to defend their title, and you'll be here. And so, just how does high school sports connect with people in ways that maybe college or pro sports don't as frequently?
They're accessible. You can really get to know, it's more intimate setting usually. You get to know the players a little bit better. And you know that they're young kids and that they have goals, they have aspirations. So you feel like you have, being an older person, I remember when I was in high school and trying to do the things that I was trying to do, the things that I was good at. And so you have to have a certain admiration for the hard work that they've put in to get to this point. And again, I covered a high school girls sectional, and actually it was Benilde, and they were, when they lost, there were tears, there was sobbing because it really meant something to them.
And we've noticed that boys and girls, they put a lot of emotion into it, more raw than what you see in the college or the pros, where it's more polished and you get, press conferences and kind of that window or that shield, so to speak. And you don't get that so much in high school. It's this raw, unedited, unfiltered perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it makes a difference. It makes a difference for me as a photographer because, my pictures aren't boring then. They when you have emotion, you have people who care about what they do, and they care about being successful, then it means that visually it's just more interesting. And again, for a photographer, I get, it's the same seat at the Target Center that I kind of would have had, but, I can move around a little bit. I can get some different angles. It's more homey.
Certainly more sporadic. Now, the rules of photography don't change, and the technology has, and the way we take pictures has changed, but what are some recurring themes or things that you look for as a photographer when you're looking to supplement these high school stories with visuals so we're not bombarded with paragraph after paragraph after paragraph and bore ourselves to tears?
Well, yeah, we're looking for emotion, we're looking for scene setters, something that gives you a sense of place, so that you know where you are, what the feel is like, what the crowd's like. And, the most important parts of the game, those pivotal moments that really have turned it around for either team, or the one mistake that may have cost them the game. So.
Now, is there anything in terms of photos or moments that you felt were ecstatic to get, or that you can recall in your 11 years of covering prep sports? Because you've been covering this beat longer than I have. For a photographer, it's really hard to single in on that one moment, that one image from so many games. But there are times. The time that I live for is that last minute of each game. So that last minute where either it could go either way, both benches are starting to get really excited about things, the tension sort of mounts a little bit, and that's when that's when the real pictures happen. When either this one team is so ecstatic that they've overcome adversity and have, beat the favorite, or, they were expected to win and they lost. So that thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, and that last minute to the end of the game is where the pictures are, as far as I'm concerned, in terms of tournament time for high schools. That's the meat and potatoes of what I look for. The game stuff is fine, but the emotion of the kids and what it means to them is on their faces at that minute to end of game. Now, with high school, there's a lot of opportunities to take pictures. There's a lot of high school newspapers, a lot of high school yearbooks. For someone looking to do sports photography, it's a great place to start. What are some tips, tools, things you could pass on to any of these high school kids watching who want to get involved in high school sports coverage of their teams?
Well, talk to your teams, get to know them, and if there are any interesting stories, you won't come across a Jablonski story, or there are interesting things that are happening to individuals on those teams. So get close, find out what that is, and then shoot a lot. Shoot as much as you can, and then I always tell people to find a mentor. I think that's important. just so that they can look at your pictures and tell you what you're doing wrong and right. But, you know, shoot a lot, edit yourself, have other people look at your pictures, see if you see, see if they see what you see in the pictures too. Like sometimes you've worked so hard on one picture that, you know, oh, you're in love with it, but all of a sudden you show it to somebody else and they're like, I don't get it.
All right, where were you when I was in high school? I could have used you. We're about to
New York City.
We're about to wrap up intermission here, but last question. Anyone you want to say hi to that might be listening to this webcast on Prep 45?
Oh no, I don't know. Who can I say hi to? I'll say hi to my son, William. Hi, William.
I'm sure he enjoyed that. Kendall Harkness of the Star Tribune. You can find her coverage at the local newspaper. Just pick it up. Thank you for speaking with us, and good luck taking those pictures in the afternoon session.
Oh, thank you very much. Take care, Mike.
Todd and Ken, let's go back to you. You're watching the Minnesota State High School League Boys Basketball Tournament Quarterfinals on Prep 45.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike Beaton. And we are about to start the second half, and we're going to have kind of an unusual start to the second half, Ken, because of what happened at the end of the first half.
Sure. The beauty of this is here the coaches have their great halftime strategy. They point out the things they like, sustain that. They point out the things they want to change that. But Eastview goes to the locker room as a leader. You have the strategy. Out come the free throws now for Eden Prairie, and before the clock even starts, Eden Prairie could be in the lead. Very unusual.
Well, this is Grant Schaefer. And he drains it, as we talked about, as the quarterback for the Eden Prairie Eagles.
And a left-hander makes them both, and they've taken the lead. The half hasn't even started, and they've taken the lead.
And on top of that, they get the ball.
So let's see if we can pick up any adjustments either coach made at halftime. Both teams played well, so it would not be remarkable to think that each coach is telling the players, just keep doing it. They took good shots, played good defense, helped each other out. That's a pretty good strategy in and of itself.
And the winner of this game, Ken, goes on to take on, I believe, Lakeville North. We watched them in the previous game, defeating Moorhead.
And they both played Lakeville North, and they both lost to Lakeville North. Eastview lost to Lakeville North by 1 point, and Eden Prairie lost to them by 7. So these are teams that are all battle-tested, playing the same tournaments, probably playing the same AAU teams growing up.
But as they say, this time of year, you really have to throw the record books out.
Absolutely. Statistics are fun for you and me. They're fun for the fans. They're fun for the parents. But when they turn the scoreboard on, the only points that count are the points you score in that game.
So King, interestingly enough, is back on the court for Eastview. I guess that's not a big surprise. He sat a good part of the first half with 2 fouls.
He's a solid player. Both fouls are ones you call of enthusiasm, not of nervousness, of enthusiasm. Set a good block right in front of the official. Didn't have to be called, but it was probably a foul. The charging foul, same issue. Good defensive positioning. Did it have to be called? Not necessarily. He didn't run the player over. It was contact. Probably was a foul. I would just say he was unlucky, and the coach was smart enough. Let's take him out. We have a solid team, which they showed, and they'll move on to the second half.
You know, one thing a little bit confusing here is we started the game with the free throws. What's the delay now?
I could guess, but I don't know.
Well, both teams headed back to their bench. Are you going to look at the
I think of the clock
Eden
issue.
Prairie bench?
I think the clock above one of the baskets is out. You know, they have a time clock above each basket. I think that clock is out. I don't have the best angle to see it.
Well, there you're going to look. Or you can look at the crowd there. Yeah, you could. That may be.
It's the basket that Eastview will be shooting at. Either everybody's staring up there because of something atypical, or my guess is correct. Time will tell pretty soon. It's a technical item. The world has become technical.
By the way, this might be a good time to make a numerical correction. Number 31 for the Eastview Lightning is Danny Kruger, a 6'2 senior. I think we may have misidentified him. You know, in all these games, a lot of players, a lot of numbers, people coming in and out. So our apologies to Danny. We'll get it right for the second half.
For those of you watching at home, you're lucky that Todd is a man of distinction and technicality.
Yes.
And accuracy.
Yes. So the least we can do is identify the right players. They made it this far. They deserve to have their name read correctly.
Here comes the official state high school ladder, 100th year ladder they're bringing out.
There they go. We'll see if we get a shot of it here. Actually, right in front of the cheerleaders as we pan it over there. There it is.
Here goes the specialist up the ladder. It's approaching one of the wires.
Hope he got it. Looks like maybe he did.
I think we're done. The loose wire has now been reconnected.
I've been accused of having a loose wire before.
Time will tell. We'll be listening carefully in the second half.
Okay, well, we're ready for basketball, finally. As Eastview now will be going from our left to right.
Same man-to-man as they had the whole first half.
Should say Eden Prairie. Nice backdoor off the glass and in. Schaefer on a perfect feed, and Eden Prairie up by 3.
So Schaefer has all 4 points of the second half, and that's the difference.
Shot is short. Rebound comes to the Eagles.
That was actually a pass inside to Joey King to get him re-involved. Good
Peterson.
defensive play.
And we got a tie-up, and let's see where the possession goes. It's going to be staying right this way.
Another perfect example. One official pointed one way and one pointed the other way.
Well, we're looking at the scorer's table. That's the one. That's the arrow that matters.
Exactly.
Schaefer looking to get the ball in bounds. Finds a cutter through the middle off the glass. No good. Tipped back in by Carpenter.
Great play. Great interior defense. Deflected the first shot. Stayed with it. Put in their offensive rebound. Good persistence.
This is King. Tough to stop one-on-one. Good defense by Moan. Gets his own rebound off the front of the rim and in. Moan did a great job on the first shot, but King got his own rebound, put it back in.
That showed the strength of both. Two important factors. They haven't changed the defense. They're leaving one-on-one on King. But King used his quickness and his persistence and made a very nice play following up his missed shot.
This is Moan. Little spin move, turn around, off the glass, no good. A rebound by the Lightning, and here they come the other way. Ha! Look for a teammate backwards, and back the other way comes Eden Prairie, and they'll actually slow it down a bit. Schaefer.
Both teams exhibiting excellent patience. Offensively, defense, good communication. No easy shots.
That hit a foot.
Trying to feed the post, but they're playing very good low post defense. Every shot is precious in this game, as typified by the close score.
Schaefer looking to make it the first 6 points for Eden Prairie. And a charge. You know who took that charge? Joey King.
Not only did he fall like a redwood, he made noise like an actor.
Well, he's been involved in 2 charging calls today, one giving and one receiving.
His coach was holding his breath to make sure that the official made the right call.
Oh, no doubt about it. This is King. Long 3. Too hard off the rim. A rebound inside by Oberfeld.
That was an NBA three-pointer, Todd. I often think the players get confused between the Timberwolves three-pointer and the high school three-pointer.
He took that foot and a half, 2 feet behind the NBA line.
If I wouldn't have known better, I would say it was Kevin Love out there shooting, but it wasn't.
Shot is good by Haw. Haw with the second one. Hits it. Schaefer to Moan. That shot's no good. Rebound by King, and they're going to get Peterson on the foul.
Easy reach in out in the top of the circle.
44 Peterson, that's his second. 13 foul Eagles.
Eden Prairie up by 1. And they're going to wipe up the floor there. Been a couple of collisions around that spot.
One thing we can be guaranteed about, these teams are going to work hard from start to finish. It's a very physical game, very clean game, but very physical. No space to run around in this game.
Eden Prairie hold on to a 1-point lead. A lot of basketball yet to be played in this game. Eastview again spreading the floor. Aaron Haw averaging 12 points a game. Pass inside deflected. Here come the Eagles. Long pass up ahead. Cottrell kicks it back out for 3. Got it! Schaefer from long range. And Eden Prairie up by 4.
And that was an NBA three-pointer again. Wide open NBA three-pointer.
King gonna answer. Short off the rim. And it'll be Eden Prairie basketball.
So many coaches ask, why would you take a shot like that? The player always answers the same. I was wide open.
He was, and almost had back-to-back NBA threes. Schaefer, that gives him 9 points for the game. Moan, his teammate with the basketball, has 10. Moan thought about it. From the corner, Hari. Schaefer, got it. Schaefer with 11, and the Eagles up by 6. A little over 13 to go in the game. And 1. That was Jordan Bolger. 23 looked a little bit like 24 on that play.
He had the same dexterity and flexibility as his teammate, but that's the beauty of the balanced scoring. They needed some help from somebody.
Bolger averaging 7 points a game. He's at 7 right now. Make it 8.
44 Peterson back in for the Eagles.
Jordan Peterson, as you may have picked up from the PA announcer, just checked back into the game. Peterson with 4. 2 long jumpers, if I recall.
You recall perfectly.
Schaefer kicks it out to Moan. Off the back of the rim, and back come the Eastview Lightning. Darren Haw doing a good job running the offense. Oberfeld way on top.
So you notice, Todd, they have not been able to get Joey King re-involved in the game.
This is King with the basketball. Tries baseline, and they're going to get 3 seconds?
No, pushing on 5.
Okay, I thought I saw 3. Sander Moan has his work cut out for him. And Moan himself, really a lot of people say he's one of the top defensive players in the state. And Moan's got a big task in front of him.
He has played perfect position defense. And they just have to continue playing good fundamental defense.
Thought about it, drives in, short off the front of the rim, and a rebound by Carpenter, and the Eagles bring it into the front court. This is Moan for three. Got it! Eden Prairie starting to light it up here a little bit in the second half.
You can see the confidence growing in the Eden Prairie team.
A little over 12 minutes in this one. And Eden Prairie, in a surprise, up by 6. Darren Haw calling out the play. Oberfeld. Here comes King. They double team him, kick it back out. Got it again. Bolger. Oh, can they double team King? King kicked it back out and Bolger answered.
Yep.
Schaefer the other way. And they're going to get another charge. Well, credit Eastview, good defensive positioning.
Right under the basket. Wide open drive down the lane. Now in college and the pros, he was in the little arrow, wouldn't have counted, but that doesn't count in high school. Very good position, could not pull up in time.
Jake Hari back into the ball game. Schaefer going to take a rest. He a little shaken up on that last collision. Drive into the basket. Probably not any worse than getting sacked as a quarterback for the Eagles.
A little bit more equipment in that sport.
That's true. King, one-handed pass and a foul.
So that was a perfect example, I think, of what is set aside Eastview this year. Why Joey King is their big scorer. Last time sequence down at the low post, double teamed him, found a person at the three-pointer at the top of the circle, easy pass, easy shot. This time they brought King out to the high post. He found a cutter to the basket, perfect pass.
You know, Hannah mentioned in the open that King's the complete player. Can score from the inside, score from the outside, can penetrate, beat you off the dribble. He just showed there is another game. He knows how to pass the basketball. That's 2 good passes in a row. He set up the three-pointer a moment ago, and then that one-handed pass underneath. And they're about to attempt their second free throw. This one short, deflected up. King gets the rebound. Long range three, got it! Joey King starting to make his presence felt.
NBA three-pointer.
Eastview takes the lead. Cottrell, short off the glass. Rebound by Oberfeld. Bolger. They use the whole court, don't they?
I mean, they're back at half court. They've got King out at the top of the circle. So they're forcing Eden Prairie to defend every inch here of this arena. Another three-pointer.
Short off the front rim. Moan to Hari. Moan nowhere to go. Anderson. He hits it! Anderson for three. Eden Prairie back up. King gonna answer? He does! King says, I can do that too. And now Eastview, back and forth we go. What a basketball game this has turned out to be.
King was out at 29 feet, well beyond the NBA. And a beautiful high arcing shot. Beautiful rotation on the basketball.
Let's see if Eastview can answer again. Sander Moen. Peterson. Back the other way, it's going to go.
Leading the game for Prairie, Schaefer, number 2. And Gordon, number 31.
Grant Schaefer and Grant Gordon into the ball game. We have a timeout on the floor.
Timeout, Eden Prairie. Full timeout.
So I've seen one easy adjustment both teams have made. As they move the ball around, they're far more likely in the second half to take the open three-point shot. And I emphasize open, both teams. The defense continues to be solid, but the three-point shot is open. There's been less driving to the basket, and the percentage is going up, which is great.
Well, Eastview led this one at halftime, 21-20. And comparatively, it's been kind of an offensive explosion here in the second half. Eastview is still up by 1, but it's already 38-37.
Eastview is a different team with their star in. Even if he does not score, just moving the ball around is creating openings for the other team. In the few minutes he played in the first half, there was no double teaming at all. In this half already, they've double teamed him several times, and he has made them pay by having an assist pass each time.
You know, one thing you almost forget when you see him hit these three-pointers, King is 6'9". Now, you're not a 5'10" point guard hitting those out there. I mean, he's going to cause a lot of defensive problems for teams down the road that are guarding him.
And you're watching this game, he runs like a 5'9" player. He does not run like a big player. He is a natural athlete. He is running the floor normally, dribbling normally, passing beautifully.
King, easy bucket. Moen fell down, and Eastview now up by 3. Under 9 minutes to go. Schaefer gonna try it again. Great shot by Schaefer. Haw. See if they find Joey King. Big collision. What's the call? They're going to call a foul, blocking foul on. Looks like it'll be on Peterson. If it is, it'll be Peterson's third. Let's hear the call. Well, actually, they're going to get Anderson, I think.
Prior to the shot, he tried foul. Anderson, number 15, is second. 18 foul. Number 4, Haw.
So Darren Haw at the free throw line.
Wow, 8 fouls in Eden Prairie, Todd. Or 8 fouls in Eden Prairie, only 1 on Eastview. Stark departure.
Haw drains the first one. That gives him 10. 3 players in double figures up on the big scoreboard. And he adds another one. 3-point lead for Eastview. Schaefer, pull-up jumper, good.
Beautiful control, good left-handed shot.
15 points in the night for Schaefer.
So he's been able to replace some of the points, Todd, they've lost with Andre Wallace's injury.
Right. This is King. Let's see what he does here. Spin, turn, off the glass and in. And the foul. As you said earlier, Ken, one-on-one, it's almost not fair.
So what's happening, he's playing good fundamental defense and a good offensive player, a little more height, a little more quickness. He is proving very difficult, and so far, they're resisting the double team very frequently.
This is the free throw. Eastview still on top. 7 minutes and about 30 seconds to go. Schaefer. And they're going to get a call on Bolger, I believe.
Eastview foul, 23 Bolger, his first second team foul on the Lightning.
As you said, Ken, just only the second foul on Eastview. Eden Prairie sitting at 9.
And the difference of the teams, a lot of inside presence for one team, and the other team has basically been a perimeter team.
Peterson tried to get the shot off. He was too deep. King was all over him as well.
One of those situations you feel compelled to shoot and you have no shot to make.
Paw looking for King. This one's off the front of the rim. Anderson coming back the other way. Anderson 1-on-4, gets the ball tipped away. Great steal and controlled by Eastview. Here comes Darren Haw looking for Bolger. Couldn't convert.
Beautiful drive. He anticipated somebody closing on him. Nobody did. Just missed the shot.
What a great shot. Moan. 16 points for Moan, and Eastview's going to call a timeout.
So both Moan and Schaefer have exceeded their average, which they need to do to replace Andre Wallace's points. And I think it's pretty clear now the injury is more serious than we thought. It's unlikely we'll see him, so they need that continued scoring.
Moan was just calm under pressure. They just lined it up. Nice left-handed release. Just seen some excellent shooting in this game.
Well, one thing the tournament games prove, under pressure, who wants to be in charge of that spotlight? And the two players for Eden Prairie that have stepped forward, which they need, you've already said it, Moan and Schaefer have handled the spotlight beautifully. They need one other player to do a little something outside of their normal comfort zone to replace one of their star players.
Well, Ken, as they say, on paper, Eastview was the favorite to win this game. Some people thought they may walk away with this game. That's not what happened tonight. Eden Prairie's shown their toughness and their tournament experience, and maybe it boils down to what you talked about at the opening of the broadcast. They come out of that late conference very, very tough. They've been in big games. They've gone up against top players, and here they are tied up with 6.5 minutes to go in the quarterfinals against another really strong team.
Here's the beauty of sports. You can throw out all the comparisons, all the scores, all the averages, and now which of the kids are going to run the fundamentals better, follow the plays better, recognize the floor situations. That's why I think we all love to watch sports.
From the outside, Ben Oberfeld. Everybody heating up. Eastview by 2.
Straight on 17-footer, wide open, drained it.
Great move by Schaefer. With the left-handed finish.
He's been tough and getting no help on those drives.
King muscling his way in. Grant Gordon into the game. Gordon also one of the Eagle football players, linebacker.
Competitive experience is hard to measure.
Along with Cottrell, another linebacker for the state champion Eagle football team.
Trying to add some muscle inside.
King just saying, what am I going to do with this? Where am I going to go? Should I go inside? Should I go out?
It's out at half court now. He's going to use his quickness and experience.
One-on-one, pretty good defense that time by Gordon. Oberfell to Haw. Haw gonna take it for three. Big basket for Eastview. Good defensive play that time by Narum. Boy, Haw just drained that one. 50% free throw shooter and three-point shooter, I should say. He's been red hot. Schaefer thinking about it.
The leaders for both teams are doing what they need to do. They're leading their team in points. They're leading their team in teamwork. They're getting everybody working hard.
Sander Moen. Back in and a travel. Just had nowhere to go.
Excellent double team. You said it perfectly, Todd. They double teamed him inside. Little case of the nerves. Little cha-cha with the feet. Travel.
He also had a couple of 6'9" guys in front of him.
Big factor.
4.5 minutes to go. 3-point lead for Eastview. Oberfeld.
The court is way spread. Nobody's in the lane. Everybody's on the perimeter. A lot of room to dribble. Hard to double team.
Gordon following King wherever he goes. Personal escort out there. Under 4 minutes to play now. King. And he draws the foul. Not much you can do.
Excellent strategy. They put King out, gave him plenty of room, no way to get double team. Even though the defensive player is a little shorter and stronger, he is not as quick, and he took advantage on the drive to the hoop.
King converts. That's 15 on the night for Joey King. Averaged about 24 points a game on the season. And he hits the second one. Also about 24 points a game so far in the section state tournament games as well. 51-46. And we got a whistle and timeout by Eden Prairie. Well, Ken, now it's time to play head coach. If you're in the huddle right now of Eden Prairie, kids have fought and clawed and kept this game close. Obviously a critical stretch now of the game. What do you tell your kids?
The key here is team defense. They're not having trouble scoring, so Eden Prairie's got to do a little bit better job on the defense. Eastview is spreading the floor. They're putting King out by himself. You've got to force King to give up the ball. You've got to force him to go to one of the other players and then go back and play tough defense. He's proven they don't have somebody to guard him one-on-one.
Pretty much proven that all season long.
Absolutely. The difference here is with the foul trouble, you didn't see him in the first half, so you didn't have to worry about any of those concerns. And the start of the second half started a little slow, but now he's into a rhythm. We can all see why he's college bound.
Headed to Drake University in Des Moines. We're set to get underway. Grant Schaefer had a terrific ball game.
They've come out in the zone first time. Eastview's moved to the zone, 1-3-1.
Ryan Locker checked into the game for Eastview. Schaefer.
So one advantage of doing this, they're going to burn a lot of clock as they adjust to how to attack this zone.
Schaefer going to take it off the glass too hard, and they're going to get King, I think, on the foul. Well, let's see. Roll up 2-4.
Eastview foul. King number 24, his third team foul on the late. Anderson number 15. Team back in for Eden Prairie.
You were exactly correct. They did catch King on the rebound.
Sandermoen. We're now under 3 minutes to go in this ball game. 51-46. And we have another kick.
They've returned to the man-to-man. The zone was just a little wrinkle for a moment.
Moan spinning. And he draws a foul. Might pick this one up on Oberfeld.
Eastview foul now, number 3, his first 14 foul of the lane. At the line, home.
2 shots.
Shooting 2.
Foul, I believe, was on Narum.
All right, 1 only.
And he hits it. 3-point lead.
Critical free throws.
And look who's bringing the ball up court. Haw to Bolger. Inside to King. There's the double team. Eastview going to take their time. Bolger to Haw. Watched closely by Anderson.
Eden Prairie's already in the double bonus, Todd. Excuse me, they're in the double bonus, so any foul is going to be 2 shots for Eastview.
Oberfeld pulls up. Oh, interesting strategy. There's the double. Haw takes it himself off the glass and in.
Tremendous shot.
53-48. Tremendous drive and basket by Darren Haw.
If there were points for difficulty, he would have picked up a few extra points. Excellent quickness and deceptiveness.
Peterson doesn't get the roll. Minute 20 to go.
They cannot retreat on defense. They have to pressure them.
And finally a foul on Narum. He'll go to the free throw line for 2 in the double bonus. 53-48.
So that was a purposeful foul, different than an intentional foul, but same effect.
How about that drive by Darren Haw?
And had a highlight film written all over that move.
Averaged 12 points a game. And Narum came at 12 points a game in the season and has 16. Narum missed the first free throw. Another one coming. Certainly if you're Eden Prairie after this, you got to start thinking some three-pointers here.
Yeah. Your enemy now is the clock. It's not Eastview anymore, it's the clock.
Hits the second one. 54-48. Schaefer. Let's see if he takes it. He draws a crowd.
They're back in a zone. 2-1-2 zone.
Moan. Kick it back out to Schaefer. Underneath. Schaefer hits it!
NBA three-pointer. NBA three-pointer.
What a great game for Grant Schaefer. He has come up big, the 6-foot junior. Coming into this game averaging 9 points a game, and he has stepped it up. I think that's his 20th point of the game.
I agree, so he's doubled his average. Doubled his average. And Sandermoen also has exceeded his average. And that's what's kept Eden Prairie in this game.
Well, a 3-point lead, and you couldn't ask for a better basketball game. I mean, here we are, under a minute to go. What more could you ask for?
All right. So here's the toughest strategy for a coach now. You're down 3 points. if you play just good, solid defense, Eastview has proven they can hold the ball for the last 46 seconds. 0.9, excuse me, the 46.9 seconds. So therefore, if you're going to try and play tough defense and force a turnover, the coach has to say to his players, take the first 10 seconds. If we can't force that turnover, you got to put them back in the free throw line, and that could put you down 5 points. But the clock is your enemy if you can't turn that ball over.
You think any talk as to who to foul? Perhaps, maybe the bigger question, who not to foul?
Realistically, you don't have a luxury now. Because under this pressure, sometimes you can throw away the shooting statistics also. You've got to go for the steal here.
Here they go.
Oh,
Get the ball in nicely to Haw.
well, the clock's running away, Todd. I'm not sure what they're doing here on defense.
Haw certainly, and it's tipped away. Haw driving the middle. Narum. Oh, almost picked off. Down to 24 seconds and finally the foul, and they end up grabbing King.
So picture the scenario. They let 23 seconds run off. They had very few double teams.
They came close, though. They had the one at center court. Not going to get the over and back call. It was tipped, and then looked like Anderson almost had the interception in the far corner.
That's the key, Todd. Almost.
3-point lead. And King misses the first.
Prairie, Rodney, 34, Peterson, 44, back in.
Hits the second one. That was a big one.
Big shot. Right, they're back in a zone to make it harder to get an open shot.
Are you kidding me? Schaefer from downtown. What?
He's more
What
than
a shot.
more than double his scoring average. NBA three-pointer. I wish the Timberwolves would shoot that well from three-pointer.
Clutch play by Schaefer.
So look at the giant difference here. Now if they foul with 14 seconds, even if they make both free throws, they still have time to come down and tie it.
How about that? The importance of that second free throw by Joey King.
It's the beauty of basketball. If you would have made this one, you would have made that one. You wouldn't have thrown this pass, this free throw, that free throw. Beautifully played game. A lot of credit to both coaches. Very well prepared team. Good depth. Eden Prairie's overcome the loss of their high scorer and starter. Eastview's overcome the foul trouble of Joey King, their star player.
So it'll be Jake Hari, Anthony Anderson, Carpenter, Moan, and Schaefer for the Eagles.
Man-to-man press, get it in easily. They're not following.
Passes tipped away by Anderson. Boy, I don't know, that one might have been going out of bounds.
From our perspective, I think you're right, but you can't afford that luxury down there.
No. Dangerous pass. Eden Prairie trailing by 1.
Certainly not the way they drew it up.
Bolger to inbounds.
Man-to-man.
And they get it into King. Here comes the foul. Hari had no choice. Or check that.
31.
Gordon did not have a choice. 8 seconds to go.
So he's back in the double bonus.
And he hits the first one. Got the roll.
It looks like a swish in the scorebook.
Yeah, that's true. And a timeout. Is this akin to icing the kicker?
Timeout, Eastview.
I don't think so, because Eastview called their own
Oh,
time.
I guess not. No one ice our own kicker then, do we? Thought the refs pointed towards Eden Prairie.
So if you're a strategist, whether you make or miss the free throw, Eastview could press. They have 2 fouls to give without any free throws being shot, and that could easily use up the 8 seconds. So there's a lot of opportunity for strategy by both coaches. But if I had a choice, Todd, I'd rather be the Eastview coach because I'm winning 56-54.
No doubt. Well, the guy with the hot hand for Eden Prairie certainly been Grant Schaefer. 23 points on the game. Some of the longest three-point shots you'll ever see in a high school basketball game. So I would be surprised if the Eagles, whether they make or miss this free throw, they get the ball into the hands of number 2.
Unquestionably, Schaefer has met the moment. But Eastview knows that too. If anybody you're in a double team, he's going to be the first one. That'll be a good test of defensive strategy if they already match up with him.
Here comes King. They lead by 2. Make it 3. This is the ball game right here, folks.
And Eastview is up pressing. They're not going to make this easy.
And a foul. 6.3 seconds on the clock.
So let's see if they keep pressing and fouling to burn the clock, as we were guessing.
Eastview foul on Hahn, number 4, his 4th foul, 15 foul on the Lightning.
They're not pressing, but tight man-to-man.
Schaefer gonna take the 3. Yes! He got it! I don't believe it!
So here we have a left-handed shooter going to his right at a 45-degree angle, hitting a long three-pointer. Not an NBA three-pointer.
Hold everything. Now, the officials are huddling. They're not going to look at this and question whether he got that in before the clock hit 0, are they?
I sure hope not.
From our vantage point, it sure seemed like he got the shot off in time.
I've given him 3 points in my scorebook. It's 57-57. I think they're curious if there might be a split second left on the clock. Not whether the shot was good or not, but is there a split second to go? So Eastview could throw the ball in.
Clock will be reset to 0.4 seconds.
Oh, okay. The shot went in, and I guess they're going to give Eastview 0.4 seconds to have the ball.
So those of you at home without a calculator, that's not 1 second. That's 0.4. That's less than half of 1 second.
Eastview takes timeout, 30 seconds. Timeout, Lightning.
Well, we hope you're enjoying this game being broadcast on Prep 45. And I'll tell you, had this been a semifinal or final game, with this performance by Grant Schaefer, they would have been talking about this for a long time. They still will be talking about this. One of the better individual performances that you'll ever see in a state tournament game.
He'll have beautiful memories. You said he was a football star, now basketball star. The team is riding his coattails, and Eastview was ready for him. They were all over him. High difficulty shot. If we're up to me, I'd give him 4 points, but nobody's asking me.
You're right, he was moving to his right, shot with his left hand, nothing but net. And this is just academic here. They throw it to King. If anyone can do it, he can. Tell you, that wasn't a bad try.
For those of you who love basketball, this is the game. It has been tight start to finish. You got overtime, you don't have to go.
Well, it'll be a 4-minute overtime. And Ken, you talk about throwing out the record books, throwing out everything. It's 4 minutes of basketball. 4 minutes to decide who goes on to the semifinal game.
The thing I've always loved about basketball particularly, anybody could be the hero.
Who will it be?
I'm hoping somebody whose name is easy to pronounce.
Or we got the right name and number. Well, we hope you're enjoying this game as much as we are, whether you're watching it on a DVD a week later or the next day. or if you happen to be sitting near us and listening to it live.
This game has had everything for a fan. That's why it's so perfect to have a DVD in your library. We've seen outside scoring, we've seen driving to the basket, we've seen tough defense, we've seen tough man-to-man, zone, helping defense, all kinds of cutting on offense, brilliantly coached, and for one of the few times I can't be more complimentary of these three officials. Almost no issues. And the players we expected to do well, they have done well, start to finish.
And it's a whole new game, 57 all. Everybody on their feet in the student sections. And Eastview controls the tap.
I don't have any statistics, but I'm going to make one up. First person who scores in overtime, I think, wins 85% of the time.
Joey King puts a move on Anderson. Goes for the dunk and draws the foul.
That was an exceptional play. Not only did he beat his man, another player in Eastview had sealed off his man at the low post, so nobody could help as he drove down that right baseline. Beautiful move.
He cannot convert. A little too hard. Second one is up and short. Carpenter with the rebound. And here's Schaefer, who's been doing it all. He's got a double team. Gonna take it himself off the glass and in. This kid is unstoppable.
Well, we'll see if my prediction occurs. Schaefer's clearly been the MVP.
King gonna take it himself. In. We're tied again at 59. Schaefer. Off the glass and in! And a foul! Count it! Ken, we are privileged to see one of the most extraordinary performances that you'll ever see in a basketball game, let alone a state tournament game.
Extremely impressive. 30 points. He has taken solid shots every time. He's a left-handed shooter. He shot going to his left. He shot going to his right. He shot over the big men, under the big men, and around the big men. He shot from high school three-point, college three-point, and NBA three-point. Very, very impressive.
And he hooks it. Eden Prairie, 62, Eastview, 59. Joey King says, I'm gonna take this myself. Looking baseline. To Haw. Who will step up? Will it be King? And a foul.
1 and 1.
Well, they're in the double bonus, so they're
The other way. Oh, no, the other way, Todd. Eastview foul.
Oh, okay.
No, Eden Prairie, excuse me.
You're getting me confused now.
Yeah. We're both confused.
Yeah. We are in overtime, so
Straight up, guys, not too soon.
a little extra time. 62-60, Eden Prairie.
2 big free throws.
King gets the Lightning within 1.
King is right at his scoring average for the season, 23.
Schaefer, great move. Great body control.
It's holding him.
Foul inside. And will that be the 6th?
7th, so
Eastview, they'll go to the line for the 1 and 1.
31 Gordon captain for the Eagles.
Schaefer at the line.
Schaefer shoots 1 and 1.
So it seems like he's taken every big shot in the second half, Todd, and been successful.
He's perfect.
All right, quarterback in football, point guard and star in basketball. What does he play in the? Is he a pitcher in baseball, Todd? That's what I want to know.
I think he'll walk on water right now. 3-point lead for the Eagles. Darren Haw, watched closely by Schaefer. King for three. Off the rim, no good. Tipped up. Rebound by who else? Schaefer had it. Loose ball. And possession arrow is going to go to the Eden Prairie Eagles. Schaefer went up. He was the first to get his hands on that basketball.
4 people went after that like it was going to be their last meal. But that's the type of aggressiveness we've seen since this game started. To the credit of every player, every reserve and every starter. Been very impressive.
Officials looking to wipe up a little bit of moisture on the court. I think both coaches probably generating a little bit of moisture right now.
I'm sure they're looking to change those shirts after this game.
Get the ball into Carpenter. Moan.
They're pressing full court man-to-man. They're holding, they're all over Schaefer. They don't want to get the ball.
And they're going to get a foul, looks like on Narum.
I agree.
Well, no doubt, Mark Gerber sent Narum in there with instructions, don't let this guy get away.
And he didn't. Unfortunately, the official thought he was too close.
Hits the front end. 34 points for Grant Schaefer.
I'm going to bet this is his career high since 6th grade.
Hits the second one, 65-61. Narum. Bolger in the lane, short off the rim, no good. Rebound and a foul. Big rebound by Sander Moan, and he was fouled from behind, and Eden Prairie going to go back to the free throw line.
Eastview foul, Bolger number 23, his third 19.
That's one of the few times Eastview took a quick shot. There's still plenty of time in this game to move the ball around, stay with your offense. They got some dangerous players.
Moan drains it. Short off the rim. Here come the Lightning. 6-point lead for Eden Prairie. Haw looking for King. Oh, almost for three. Off the back of the rim, tipped around, Eden Prairie basketball. What a rebound by Carpenter.
Full court press, Melo.
There's a foul. 3-on-3. Narum went smack into Schaefer. Eden Prairie had a nice little press going there. They needed to get the ball into the front court. But right now, that's probably the last person you want at the free throw line.
Exactly the last. I think he's so hot he could not make these shots with his eyes closed. And they're in the double bonus. So
68-61, Eden Prairie. 1:29 to go.
36 points and counting. 37.
The Grant Schaefer show continues. Haw into the front court. And they're going to get him on a charge.
Threw out that left elbow to protect himself. And
That's exactly the call.
And threw it outside for the three-point attempt, but too late. 5 fouls. So he's fouled out.
Kruger back in for the Lightning.
31, Danny Kruger will replace Darren Haw.
Oh, it's got to be a full court press now. 8-point spread, minute 23 to go. Both teams in a double bonus. Apple Valley's handled the ball very well.
Jordan Peterson into the game, as well as Jake Hari. They get the ball into Carpenter, and he's immediately fouled. So Adrian Carpenter going to take his turn at the free throw line. 6'4" senior.
Game number 24, this court.
So Eden Prairie just needs to make half of each of these double bonuses each time they're fouled as this game continues, and they can hold this lead easily.
I don't know about easily in this game. That's going to be short.
Easily for skilled athletes, not you and me.
One.
Hits the second. 70-61. King off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound Oberfeld, and there'll be a foul inside. Looks like they'll get Peterson.
While King was open, Todd, that was a 37-foot shot.
Very well, 44 Peterson this third. 44 Oberfeld at the line, shooting 2.
Ben Oberfeld at the line.
Got to make them both.
He does not get the roll. Oberfeld showed good muscle inside there. He's also a football player for Eastview. Hits the second. 70-62. Looking to get the ball in. Timeout. Smart play by Sander Moan. And that's the experience. As we said, Ken Sandermo, this is his third consecutive state tournament. And a minute 14, nobody's open, he's calling timeout.
Yeah. Pressure's on start to finish. Both teams well composed, but he knew why take a chance. We've got a nice lead, 8 points. It was only 74 seconds to go. He used his experience, safe timeout. Biggest smile on the court, his coach.
Eden Prairie, 21-7 on the season. They battled it out in the Rugged Lake Conference. And here they are, a minute and 14 seconds away from, I think I can say it, a very big upset here in the opening round of the Minnesota Boys 4A State Tournament quarterfinal game.
Seems like a fair conclusion.
Well, they're going to try it again.
Full court press.
Jake Hari going to inbound it. And we got a foul, a hold on Eastview. That's going to send Eden Prairie back to the free throw line.
So the good news is they were smart enough to do it when the clock didn't start. It was a purposeful foul, but it wasn't so egregious that it was an intentional foul, where you'd also lose the ball.
But look who's at the line.
Well, only one person can go to the line now for Eden Prairie. Bingo.
That's 37 points. 38.
I'm predicting 39 here momentarily. Oh!
Jinxed him.
Yeah, he actually missed a shot. It's the first shot that's hit the rim in about 10 minutes when he's shooting.
And they get a foul. Looks like it's going to be on Jake Hari. 71-62. Minute 7 to go. Joey King. He's got 23 points in this game.
Swish.
Gets the roll. Converts on the second one. Moan. Got to get the ball into the front court. They do. Hari Carpenter underneath. Reverse, but a foul. Pretty good looking play that time by Jordan.
Well, they spread the floor. They anticipated the double teams, kept the ball moving, kept their heads up. Beautiful way to break the press.
Jordan Peterson.
For those of you basketball purists,
we had another foul out, it appears. Number 3, Chris Narum has fouled out of the game. He'll be replaced by number 13, Mark Dwyer, a 6'1 sophomore. So Jordan Peterson at the line. Gets the roll. That'll be 5 points for Peterson.
He's been a solid contributor. They haven't needed points from him. But he's been a very solid player start to finish.
It's the second one.
Here we go, icing on the cake.
73-64. Coast to coast. And a timeout. 73-66. And Ken, two of Eastview's best guards are out of the game. Darren Haw, number 4, senior, and then Chris Narum, number 3. Two senior guards out of the game.
What I was trying to share before, Eastview needs to press to catch up, and the little advantage they may have in quickness is now sitting on the bench because of foul trouble. Probably insurmountable. Because without the quickness, you can't steal the ball. The only way to get it back is to foul. And Eden Prairie has shown the ability to make most of the free throws here in the second half and overtime. So Eastview is back in a full court press, man-to-man. Double teaming up front. Wide open.
Bone looking the other way for Schaefer. Got someone all over him. Schaefer draws the foul.
44.
Schaefer getting bumped out, bumped around a little bit out there. Understandably, a little bit of frustration.
Overfell 44, his second. Schaefer at the line, shooting 2.
Schaefer will shoot 2. Doesn't convert the first one.
13, back in Fort Lightning.
Dwyer checks back into the game for Eastview. Trusty comes out. Here comes Schaefer. Hits the second.
39.
Here comes Joey King. Boy, what a great move. Bone looking to get it in. King all over the basketball. Thought there might have been a foul there. King going to take it for 3. Short. Schaefer, who else, with the rebound, and they grab him from behind. It's a clean foul.
Look what could have happened there, Todd. They get a steal. Could have been a foul, but not called, so it's not a foul. King had an open three-point attempt. Could be 74, 71. Little things make the game when you look back.
Eastview foul Dwyer, number 13, his first. Schaefer shoots 2.
What a surprise. Who was fouled? Schaefer again.
Pulling off a little bit.
It seemed like the more pressure was on, the more he made. Now they have a little bit of a lead. The time's running out. He's missed 3 free throws now.
For 40 points. There it is. A 40-point performance. Will go in the record books. 18 seconds. For 3. Off the rim. Short, no good. Tipped around. Dwyer again. And that's kind of the way things have gone here in the second half for Eastview.
Wedged in that hoop. Hard to do if you ever try it by yourself. Very hard to get it in there.
Seven seconds. King. Short on his last one. Schaefer tips it up. And that's the ball game. No basket at the end. Doesn't matter. Eden Prairie with the shocker. A tremendous basketball game by both teams. Eastview, one of the favorites coming in. And they just ran into a determined, hard-nosed, tough, experienced Eden Prairie team that on this day was just a little bit better, Ken.
At that split second, both teams had chances to win in regulation. So certainly a toss-up game. You get into overtime. Eden Prairie took that early lead, and they just would not give it up. Both teams worked hard. Credit to all the players, fans, parents, coaches. Beautiful game to watch, Todd. Just an honor to watch this.
Well, Eden Prairie, or I should say Eastview, heading off the court right now. Their heads are hanging a little bit. They certainly have nothing to be ashamed of. They had a tremendous, tremendous season. 27-1 before the loss tonight. What do you tell your team if you're Mark Gerber?
It's hard right now. You've had a great season. Only one loss. You had the lead in much of the game here against Eden Prairie. It's a play here or a play there. It's a tough part about basketball. Somebody wins, somebody loses.
So, and I guess we should give the opportunity. What do you say if you're David Flom? Your team just pulled the big win of the day.
Well, the first thing he's going to say is hard work paid off.
And there's one reason why right there. Grant Schaefer, unbelievable performance, 40 points on the game. One of the best individual performances that you'll ever see in a high school tournament game.
Fantastic.
So Eden Prairie advances, and they will take on Lakeville North in the next game. They advance to the semifinals. For our entire crew, Hannah Johnson, Ken Agranoff, I'm Todd Johnson. Thank you for joining us on Prep 45. Good afternoon, everyone.